All right, welcome back to another episode of the Stardew Valley Grandpa Challenge, the challenge where we attempt to achieve perfection, role-playing as a grandpa who cannot take a single hit point of damage. There's only one rule. We take any damage, we reset the file. Hey Zio, what's up? Welcome in. How are you? Okay, where were we in our new Starfruit Summer, by the way? Also, did we go through all of our goals? I mean, we did pretty much everything, right? Even clearing the farm of debris. I'm just going to go ahead and cross these out because we're still going to have to clear some debris, but also the chest sorting area, that's going to evolve and expand over time. But it's good enough for what I wanted with spring. So Starfruit Summer. I haven't come up with a tagline, but we'll come up with something. I'm just going to put a few dots here for now. But yes, we're in our Starfruit Summer. A very good suggestion from Heavenly to get just to pay for the vault to get access to the desert, and then we could go purchase a bunch of starfruit. So we're adding starfruit to our summer growth. And I don't know exactly how much. I'm not setting a hard a hard number that we need to achieve, but we'll just keep buying more starfruit as long as it's viable for us to plant it and harvest it by the end of summer. And hey, Luca, what's up? Welcome in, and Heavenly as well. Good to have you guys here. Let's see, what else do we got? I added some goals, some simple goals. It would be nice just to upgrade our pickaxe as well. Mainly just so that we can clear the debris, like the larger, boulders from the farm. But because otherwise we don't really need the pickaxe. Right? We're not really going to be using it all that much. At least not for a while. We're not going into the mines for quite some time, at least according to our current strategy. Some of the other main objectives here, I'd like to continue knocking out some of these community center bundles. Like obviously the summer forage and summer crops bundles we can do in summer. We completed the vault, so I already crossed that one out. And then we have some fish bundles that are achievable here in summer, so we might as well go for it. The lake fish, the ocean fish, and the crab pot. We might have already done a few of those. I think we might have done at least maybe the ocean fish or the crab pot. I can't remember. And then the other two bundles from the what is it? Is it called the boiler room? Anyways, the blacksmith bundle and the geologist bundle. We can also do those. And then yeah, I just want to catch all of the fish that are available in summer. So I know we've caught some of these already, so might as well cross some of these out, right? We got the octopus, right? And I know we got the red mullet. We've gotten rainbow trout, we've gotten the tuna and the puffer fish. So I need to make sure I turn these in to the community center, right? But yeah, the dorado, tilapia, red snapper, and pike. I know red snapper is a rain fish. And have we gotten tilapia? We might have gotten the tilapia. I would have to double check. But dorado is only at the river in Cindersap Forest, right? So yeah. You have some strats for me, Heavenly, but they all require going into the mines. Why do they require going into the mines? Because that for me is like, we're not doing it because it's too dangerous. It's too high risk, all right? I think one of my goals with this attempt number 5 is as an experiment just to take the farm as far as possible before we're essentially forced to go into the mines for the monster eradication goals. Because originally I thought, oh, maybe it won't be so bad to start knocking out monster eradication goals in the early game. That way, if we take damage, we only reset for, an hour or so of gameplay, maybe a few hours. But it just turned out that it was too difficult, and I think it's still going to be difficult, but it'll be a lot easier when we have the right weapons. So that's why we're holding off. All right, so let's take a look at our spreadsheet again. Did we have anything for summer? I don't think I added anything. Basically, I think it makes sense just to keep fishing, because that also saves us so much money from gold. Like, we don't have to purchase gold because the treasure chests give us that. And the treasure chests are kind of fun. They give us other stuff as well. So, let's just keep going for that. And now that we got the sturgeon bait, that's good. And now that we've got starfruit, I'm tempted to keep fishing in summer just so that we can plant maximum starfruit. I think that would be really nice. So yeah, we got to think a little bit maybe about like when to plant it. Do I want to start planting the starfruit as I get the money? The problem is it's not like going to Pierre and just purchasing seeds. We have to pay for the bus. That's 500 coins we pay just to go there and then to come back to plant the starfruit. It might be better to wait until, for example, the last day that we could plant the starfruit, which would be on this day, the 15th of summer, right? On this day, and then we'd harvest on the 28th. So maybe that's what we do, is we just save up all our money for just pure starfruit investment. And then we put all of it into starfruit. And then from there, we can maybe we do need to keep fishing and whatnot to get the preserves jars, because we might need more preserves jars. Because I think the way I currently calculated it was more just based off of melons and pumpkins. But yeah, and I do know that on some level this is kind of a waste of time, because we don't really need this much money at the end of year one. But it is also part of the fun for me in playing Stardew, is trying to maximize my profit by the end of year one, so that we can invest it all in resources at the year one prices. But yeah, I imagine we're going to have at least 1 million, if not more. I did some more finagling over here. Where did I do it? I created like a starfruit calculation, trying to figure out, okay, how many starfruit. There's so much that goes into this, because at first I was thinking, oh, well, maybe if I fish, I don't have to plant that many strawberries. But it actually makes sense to plant basically the maximum number of strawberries, which I'm kind of setting as a rule that I don't want to put more crops in the ground than I can water with a full energy bar, right? Of course, there's exceptions to that, because you can get food and then you can water more, right? But I don't know. You have to set rules somewhere. So I decided doing the strawberries does give us a lot of money here. Like, we would have, what, 64,000, or well, 36,000 just from the strawberries. More importantly, though, it gives us a lot of farming XP. It gives us like almost 5,000, well, 4860 farming XP. And this is important, because the sooner we get to level 10, the sooner we start raking in profits. And this is also such overkill. I kind of set it up to see what would be the maximum, if by the end of spring we repair the bus, which also is kind of tricky, because in order to get access to the vault, we need to complete 4 bundles. And I don't know which 4 we actually would be able to complete in spring. Probably at least, obviously, the 2 spring, like, forage and crops. We could probably, and then actually probably 2 of the, what is it, the boiler room bundles. Or is the boiler room available? I'm trying to remember. I'd have to look more into this, but I don't know if it's possible to complete a like a fish bundle because certain fish are season locked, right? I can't remember, but I don't think there is a fish bundle except the crab pot bundle. That might be the only one we would be able to complete. But anyways, even if we got the vault in early summer with summer forage, for example, um, it would be fine because you can only do so many star fruit um, in the season anyway. Uh, so yeah, we wouldn't really be limited by the time, even if we were, because right, like if you look at this, a normal, just the normal schedule, you actually have an extra day. So if we could complete everything, and then repair the bus all on the first day of summer, and then get access to the oasis, plant everything on the second day, and still have two harvests of starfruit. Um, but yeah, the main thing actually is a question of how much money you have to spend on the starfruit. The number of spots available isn't as big of an issue, but I kind of just picked a whole number here. Oh yeah, actually, the idea behind this number is that if we plant 240 starfruit um, in summer, that will give us enough, just enough to hit 15,000 farming XP. And then all the starfruit that we process um, get the artisan boost of 40% increased value to the starfruit jelly, right? And so yeah, you can then snowball this this model assumes we go super hardcore and we go the Joja route. I am actually leaning against the Joja route, just for the record. I am thinking that I'd prefer to go uh like we do starfruit in summer, and then in fall we just do pumpkins or whatever, and it's fine. Like we'll have made so much money doing starfruit in summer anyway. You don't need to go hard. You don't need the greenhouse in year one. And the reason the greenhouse is so impossible is the bundles. You need to do like the animal bundles and other stuff. It would be very tricky, and it might require a bit of RNG and a lot of time running down to check the traveling cart, for example. But anyways, in this model, assume that we go Jojo, we get the membership, we get the greenhouse, we fill the greenhouse maximum. It has 120 spots available with deluxe speed grow and starfruit. And then from fall 1 all the way till the end of winter, I guess winter 27, I think, is the last starfruit harvest possible. We just do, basically 3 rounds of starfruit every month. 3 rounds of 120 starfruit every month. So that's 6 more rounds of 120. Sell a lot of starfruit jelly. Just at the end of winter, we would have 1.2 million coins. Well, for a total of 1.4, right? And in this model, I was also thinking, well, if we're doing fishing, we might as well set up a fish pond, and that age legend row could come in handy. So yeah, that's the idea here. But again, 1.4 million is so much money, it's overkill. That's why I'm thinking, all we really need at the end of year one is this amount, which would get us quality sprinklers, kegs, starfruit seeds, deluxe speed grow, for growing the starfruit in the greenhouse. And then, well, I don't know why I have Joja membership on here, but yeah, this was still under the Jojo route, but yeah, we'd get the bus for 42. I would get the bus from the community center anyway, because you get the crystallarium, you get a lightning rod. It's really worth it to do the community center at least through the vault. And then you could switch over to Joja if you wanted. But I kind of feel like we could just get the greenhouse anyway, the good old honest way, right? The granny approved way. That's also grandpa. Maybe grandpa is the kind of person where he would go the Joja route, but the truth is, now that he's reawakened from his henchman coma, he misses granny. And his ways have changed. Not that he was immoral before, but just he misses Granny and he wants to do things in the way that would make her happy, even if he's not with her currently. So I kind of feel like for lore purposes, we will stick with the community center um, and avoid the JoJo route. Anyways, okay, there we go. There's my spiel. We're going to start playing here in a second, but I got to catch up with chat here. But yes, Heavenly says one of them is a way to cheese the mines, which is killing 10 slimes, buy the wooden mallet and a damage ring or knockback to at least reach level 40. Ah, I didn't think about that. That if you go to the Adventurers Guild, hold on, let's open up a new. I don't have enough Stardew Valley wiki tabs open. I want to go to the Adventurers Guild. Yeah, hold on a second. Okay, yeah. Wait, where are the Yeah, I guess if you would still have to get to floor 10 of the mines to get access to a club, the femur. And that's not even that good, you know. And the next club you get would be the wood mallet at floor 40, which is like, yeah. I was hoping that there would be more clubs available in the shop earlier. Like, imagine if there was a club available without even reaching floor 10. That would be worth it. Like, I would I would go and buy that. And I would almost be like kind of surprised that I didn't know about that. But yeah, you do have to wait to get to certain floors before you have access to the stuff. But yeah. But anyways, yeah, that could be an interesting strategy, Heavenly. Too easy to get iron and copper for money. We should not go with a rusty sword, get a broken trident, or run away after every charged slimes do. Yeah, see, I mean, Heavenly, you had to reset a lot of times, right? I don't want to have to take that kind of risk. I want to, when I go in there, I want to be able to one shot every enemy without hesitation, without question. The only hesitation might be a few of the enemies in, for example, the volcano. And even then, I don't know how we're going to deal with the volcano. It's going to be really tricky, but we'll manage. Anyways, all right, guys. Yeah. And hey, Stacy and Amber, welcome in. Good to have you guys here. And Marina, good. I see you guys here in chat. Stacy, wait, says, I'd like you to know all of your talk of Dr. Pepper in the last couple streams made me crave some, and I bought some when I went grocery shopping yesterday. I should be sponsored, honestly. All right. I think not that I would want to be advertising sugary, carbonated beverages, but if I was sponsored, it would have to be Dr. Pepper. All right. But I don't think they do sponsorships for YouTubers. Um, but yes. Amber, I vote against Joja. Grandpa would get overwhelmed by the big box stores. Additionally, I'm sad I missed the book talk last stream. Oh, did we talk? We talked a little bit about books. I only mentioned a little bit about some of the books I'm reading. I didn't go into too much detail. But yeah. But yeah, if Amber, we can talk some more about it. We'll do some fishing, so I'll talk a bit more while we do that. The animal products are easy, says Heavenly. You can easily get deluxe of both coop and barn by summer, but if you miss some crops on spring, then it's GG. Yeah. So the other thing, Heavenly, is all of that requires a lot of effort. Because I'm thinking in terms of like real lifetime as well. Like, getting all the money in year one to do everything by the end of year one. I mean, obviously not do everything, but like to get, for example, the greenhouse through the community center would require a lot more because you have to purchase the buildings, you have to purchase the animals, you got to upgrade the buildings, purchase more animals, You got to take, go and make them happy and whatnot. And it's really not that necessary. We can just do it maybe in year two. And if it really comes down to it, in real life time, you can sleep through a season in like 7 minutes. Just sleep every day. Boom. We can just skip the whole year and go straight to summer and grow as much starfruit as we want. And then boom, sleep a year. Sleep just 15 minutes of sleeping. Boom, we're back to summer, year 3. If we need money, we could just do that. We don't need the greenhouse, right? We're not on we're not trying to achieve this within a certain amount of time. Grandpa is blessed by the Junimos, that his life is being extended. Um, so yeah, so he doesn't have to worry about mortality, at least not until he's broken free of the curse, right? And then he can reunite with Granny in the realm of perfection. Yes. Um yes, if he ain't the henchman now, who is now at the witch's place? I don't know. There could be a paradox. Maybe the henchman is still him, and that he is just kind of being reincarnated in the same universe or in another parallel universe that also involves him as the henchman. He's the henchman in every parallel universe. And the only way to break out of it is to achieve perfection. It could be something like that. Like it might not be like, because he himself isn't time traveling. So even if he interacted with himself, he's traveling back in time and he could like affect his birth, or something like this. It's whatever. It's almost like he hasn't traveled in time. He's just been reincarnated in a parallel universe beyond time itself. Something along those lines. Um, but yes. Luca, what about root beer? I don't often drink root beer, but I do remember it as a kid. I'm not against it, and actually, it'd be quite nostalgic to have root beer again. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to get all the classic, American sodas and just relive them. Because oh my God, that Dr. Pepper was so good. I'm actually craving it right now. I was at the grocery store today and I didn't pick up another bottle because it just feels excessive, and it's quite expensive here in Finland to purchase soda. So it's like, it's not really worth it, and but oh my God, you put that bottle in the freezer for like an hour, and it comes out, it's ice cold. And then if that it's not it's still not cold enough, you need to add ice into it as well. Like Coke needs to be served at that, closest to you're the 0 Kelvin. I need liquid nitrogen poured into my Coke. And yes, I am saying Coke to refer to Dr. Pepper as well, because I grew up in the American South, and we say that. Amber, you're on Beach Farm now, doing a Caribbean theme, turtle sanctuary and swimming pigs. Oh my, swimming pigs? That's genius. I want to do swimming pigs. You're going with the highest quality forage pickup for the truffles for easy money. Oh, that's actually clever. Yeah, I like that you're trying out all these different strategies. It's so easy for me just to I always fall into the same strategies because it's what I know. And I'm like, well, I can make tons of money just kegging starfruit, you know. But I don't really test out other strategies, but that's pretty cool. I feel like you're getting a broader exposure to the game and its mechanics. But that's also why I'm doing these challenges for myself, to break outside of it. At least that's what it was with Granny. Grandpa is more just a masochistic urge that I have, to do something insanely difficult, even if it might not be realistically possible, uh, you know. But yeah, I thought you didn't like this play style. Wait, what do you mean, Heavenly? I like my play style. I don't know which play style you're referring to. But yeah, I do agree, Stacy. Not everything needs to be min-maxed. So yeah, I mean, I do appreciate all the tips, you know. I might not implement them, but that's not necessarily a judgment on the quality of the tip. Um, I have to admit though, I do get a little bit of a min-max urge. You know, I like making a spreadsheet and calculating, okay, if I have made this many, you know, if, how many jars would I need? And I'm calculating. I'm like, okay, I would need, as long as I make enough jars, I can process all the star fruit, you know, and I wouldn't actually be able to process all the star fruit because some of the star fruit would be harvested at the very end or whatever. Don't worry about it. Whatever, right? It's fun to come up with those sorts of things, but yeah, it is nice to also be chill and not worry too much about things. And oh yeah, and Amber, I chose Starfruit Summer. That's the new theme. Oh man, you guys. Okay, wait. Let me catch up with you guys in chat here. AW root beer good. That's the only can available. I have to try it again, but I do remember like I never disliked AW root beer. I do remember this one drink. It was awful. Big Red. Big Red. It's like this weird cinnamon flavored soda. It was so I don't know if it's actually cinnamon. I don't know what was in it, but it's a spicy soda. It's weird. Root beer isn't actual beer. Correct, Heavenly. That's why children drink root beer. It's like butter beer. Well, is butter beer alcoholic though? But yeah. Hey Jay, what's up? You weren't late for the gameplay. Tyler is a casual min-maxer. Yes. Yeah, I'm a whimsical min-maxer. I just go based on my whims. Like when I get a whim to do something like the starfruit, I'll go for it. But then sometimes for me, the min-max is actually the spreadsheet. Like once I make the spreadsheet, it sort of scratches the itch. And then I'm like, well, I don't have to play the game to make the money because if the spreadsheet tells me it would work, that's good enough for me. Like, of course, there could be mistakes in the spreadsheet, and the actual gameplay could generate its own interest, but you know, I don't have to play it all because it would take forever to do it all in game. I mean, it takes forever to make these spreadsheets, but that's a different addiction, okay? Sheep plus auto grabber plus max friendship plus sleep several years is a good money making start. You got two lucky rings and one skull cavern dive? Dude, that's awesome, Heavenly. Way to go. Root beer float with vegan ice cream on top. I haven't had a root beer float in so long. It's such a strange concoction. I don't know if I like root beer floats that much, to be honest. Like I'd rather just have like a milkshake that has the syrup, like the Dr. Pepper syrup that you can if you I okay, you guys, you got to go to Texas, you got to go to Waco and visit the Dr. Pepper Museum. I lived in Waco, Texas when I did my undergraduate studies, and we would go to the museum just to purchase the pepper shakes. They would make a milkshake, but instead of adding the carbonated soda, which would make it a float, they just put the Dr. Pepper syrup directly into the milkshake, and it's so good. And you can purchase the syrup from the museum and use it in your own milkshake concoctions at home. And it's actually it's the best milkshake flavor of all time by far. It tastes so good. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm now I'm like nostalgic for it right now. Jeez, where's my Dr. Pepper syrup? uh, yeah. Yes, yeah. Root beer is just soda with sugar, not alcohol. I wonder if there are alcoholic versions of root beer, or maybe if it had an origin, an actual be like maybe it was a brewed beverage, but no, nowadays, at least where I'm from, it's only a soda. What you predicted using your save file on a certain day. Oh yeah, you can predict the barrel rewards. So yeah. Okay, guys, we got to get into Stardew. I do love just hanging out, chatting with you guys. But we've got work to do, all right? Grandpa Bob. What work do we have? I can't click this. Okay, there we go. There's still that bug in the game. Spirits are annoyed, unfortunately. We got our... Oh, it's Sunday. Queen of Sauce. Baked fish. Now, the question is... How do I spend my Sunday? Actually, first of all, I want to look at the community center. I want to see the fish tank. Okay, the tiger trout is, I believe, a fall fish. So we won't be able to do that. Also, the walleye is a fall fish, so that one's completely done. Specialty fish. We actually have 3 out of 4. It's only the wood skip that we're missing. And we can't get the wood skip right now. Can you... I believe you can get the wood skip from the traveling cart, maybe? Like, sometimes they sell it there? I don't know. And actually, we could finish this as well. We get a rain day, we can go catch some red snapper. But we should have, like, we should have a lot of these fish. Right, this is the blacksmith's bundle that I mentioned earlier. We can do that. And the geologist bundle, we should be able to do this pretty soon. And maybe when we get the 60 museum donations, we'll get access to the sewer, and we can go to Krobus and just purchase the solar essence and the void essence. So that's no problem. Oops. All right. Wait, let me see here. Yeah, we do have stuff that we could go turn in. Yeah, we got the tilapia, we got the tuna. And I think that was it, though, for... Yeah, we did the crab pot bundle already. The sea urchin is for the bulletin board, I think. Is it Emily's bundle? I think she likes it a lot. Jay, you've been collecting Halloween items for Wilderness Farm. Were you like... Remember when Granny we would run around and steal all of the... what is it? The jack-o'-lanterns from people's homes? That was so funny. Oh, Heavenly on day 26. Take a long time to harvest 1,100 pumpkins on day 28. Wow. Yeah, I saw you post your farm. That looks really cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing the screenshots. But yeah, Jay, you need some decoration inspiration. Amber's good for that. And actually, the subreddit, Farms of Stardew Valley, I think is really good. Okay, so I think we should continue fishing. I gotta make sure we have enough food, right? Maybe I should bring this. Let's leave everything that we don't need at the moment. And just continue. Maybe I'll come home a bit early. Was there anything we had to do here? Jody wants a cauliflower. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to just keep fishing for sturgeon because I think it's really profitable. And I want to make as much money as possible so we can just invest it all in starfruit. Because if you think about it, when we harvest all our melons, we can just replant with starfruit. And the starfruit is so much more valuable in terms of gold per energy. Oh wait, hold on. I think I had... Yeah, I have more. Oh, and we've got plenty of chub for food. Well, maybe not plenty, but... And actually, a lot of river jelly, so... That's fine. We don't have any more... Yeah, we don't have dressed spinners. We'll probably end up getting a few just in the treasure chests. Oh, there's even... I have river jelly in here. And some roe. There we go. Alright. Shall we continue? Continue the madness? I believe so. Let's go. Oh, perfect. But it's not even a sturge. Thanks for saying my terrible farm deco is cool. Oh, I might lose this fish. Hold on. It is. I mean, I can appreciate the kind of, what is it? Almost like ruthless pragmatism. You know? But I didn't have enough time to properly appreciate it. Maybe I can pull it up on stream if you don't mind. We can take a look at it later. Some sturgeon roe. You'll love to see it. Nope. I kept playing with the claw machine and got 4 of the snake columns and pumpkin wall decors, etc. Also the wizard catalog, monster fireplace, dark piano. Dude, Jay, you gotta post. Post your decorations. I want to see. Oh. Oh my gosh. I forget how hard the sturgeon are. We were spoiled in spring with easy largemouth. You know? We can harvest starfruit and use sturgeon money to buy more starfruit. And the starfruit we harvested, we can jar them. Yes. That is the plan, Heavenly. That is the plan. The only thing we prioritize in the jars over starfruit is the legend roe. Maybe the crimson fish roe as well. I can't remember. Probably not. I think only the legend roe is more valuable than a jarred starfruit. Heavenly, you tried gambling on day 25, but you weren't lucky? Wait, what were you gambling on? Oh, Heavenly, you got a bunch of crystallariums and jars. Nice. Yeah, share your screenshots. Come on, come on. Over the July 4th weekend, in order to celebrate my American heritage, I watched a movie I haven't seen since I was a kid. And maybe, okay, I'll ask you guys to guess the movie. I'm gonna try to think of some hints. Oh gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my god. That was my fault. It's an American sports movie. It's an American sports movie. And, it's a lot of fun. It was like my probably, and it has really good music. The setting is like in the 1960s, I think. Oh my god, I can't even catch a fish. I had no excuse there. Except it was a hard fish. That's it. That's the only excuse I had. Dude, what is going on with the fish today? I literally cannot catch them. That actually wasn't even my fault. When the fish goes to the very bottom of the bar, it is next to impossible to get your bar to stop right where, I don't know, the bottom of... Because your bar always bounces off of it. Dude, I'm wasting all this sturgeon roe. Okay, here's another hint for the movie if you guys don't know. Every time I hear the song, there's a certain song I hear, I always think of this movie. And the song is Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Ain't no valley low enough to keep me from getting to you. Those are the lyrics. I don't remember the exact, I think it's Ain't No Mountain is the name of the song, but the players all sing the song together. It's so funny because the movie is not a musical, but these tough sports dudes desperately want to be singing and dancing the whole movie. It's hilarious. it's basically High School Musical, but actually good. All right. Remember the Titans. Yes, that's it, Stacy. You guessed it. Okay, let me catch this. Remember the Titans. Oh my god, it's such a good movie. It's so fun. It's also funny to see Ryan Gosling in the movie. And he's not even like a main character. He's just one of the football players. It is also hilarious to see all the actors who are like clearly in their like, I don't know, late 20s pretending to be high school students. Pretending to be these like, you know, 17, 18-year-old kids. But they have like a full beard. It's the same problem they had with the TV show The OC. I don't know if you guys remember that. Where everyone in that high school was like university age. Oh, Sister Act. I actually thought of, while watching Remember the Titans, it made me think of Sister Act. And Whoopi Goldberg. That was a fun movie. Such a great movie, makes you cry every time. It's a good one. How much more bait? Okay, we're doing okay. Yes, Heavenly, it was Remember the Titans. Dude, I don't know what the deal is with these sturgeons today. But they are the hardest sturgeons. I don't feel like I've lost that many sturgeons while playing, but right now it feels extra tough. Marina, you've never heard of it? Stacy, you don't like sports, but you love that movie. It is fun. I feel like the characters are so well drawn. And there is something very American about how these people take football way too seriously. You know, like, football is everything. I'm like, if football is, if a high school football team is that important, you need to reevaluate your political priorities in your town. I'm sorry, but like, you've got other things to do besides worry about the football coach and the... But it's also kind of a historical movie in depicting desegregation in America. and racial tensions and conflict that you know, that happened during that time. Yeah, Denzel Washington. Piranesi. Oh, no, I haven't read that. But I heard, wasn't there another book by that same author called, like, Circe? What was it? But yeah, Piranesi by Susanna Clark. A short novel has a very surreal element. One of your favorites, read in the last 6 months, starting her. Oh, starting her first novel now. Okay, is that the novel that I was thinking of? But yeah, Piranesi. Oh yeah, the film. And hey, Abby, what's up? Oh, you were here earlier, but I didn't say hi to you by name. But anyways, welcome in a bit late. Friday Night Lights was quite a culture shock for you, Abby. The idea that everything in these young men's lives hangs on a sport. I never saw the actual movie, but I did watch the TV show, Friday Night Lights. And I think it was also kind of funny that I remember watching it and thinking, this is totally normal. Like, it wasn't until I talked to people who weren't from where I grew up that it was like, this is weird. Like, especially in Europe, the whole idea of like Friday Night Lights almost seems silly. Like, this, surely this has to be exaggerated. But it's like, no, this is what it's like in a lot of, you know, I was gonna say small towns in Texas, but it doesn't even have to be that small of a town. The restaurant that they would go to, I remember. It was called Easy's. And I lived very close to an Easy's in San Antonio, Texas growing up. So we would go there for dinner sometimes. But yeah, it was, I think Easy's is where they would hang out after football. Something like that, I don't know. I don't remember the show that well. I do remember enjoying it. Okay, I'm almost relieved when I don't get a sturgeon because it's so much easier. But then it's like we're wasting all the sturgeon bait. Yeah, this is part of the problem with the sturgeon. It doesn't feel like it's that much more profitable. Because every time we have to use a sturgeon to get the bait is less effective than the largemouth. I feel like when we have largemouth bait, we get like 90 to 95% largemouth. But when I'm using sturgeon bait, I feel like I only get sturgeon like half the time. Maybe even less. And we're using up all our bait on these other fish that, you know, we'd otherwise just catch with you know, cheap bait. Whatever. Don't overthink it. We're invested in the sturgeon pipeline. Right, like, oh. Just a chub. Abby, knowing the film's based on real small-town communities broke your heart? From Friday Night Lights? Okay, there we go. We got a sturgeon. Oh, wait. Amber! Susanna Clark wrote Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Okay, I got the authors mixed up. Circe is Madeline Miller. But you loved that one, too. Okay. I haven't read that one. I did read Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. and I have some thoughts about it. That book captivated me within the first few pages. And I would say in that book, the first 100 to 200 pages are so good. Like incredibly well written. It feels like you're reading a book like if Jane Austen had written a book about magic and it was only just now discovered and published. Like it has that style, that feel. The setup, the conflict, the characters, Mr. Strange and Mr. Norrell, and how different they are, but they're these two magicians that have rediscovered magic in Britain, and the whole historical element is very well drawn. I really felt like I was back during the Napoleonic era, you know, the early 1800s. I mean, not that I would know what it would have been like to actually be there, but it felt very well researched, which added so much more to the story because, yeah, it's a story that involves magic, but it still felt believable. Like, it felt like whatever creative liberties were taken very carefully. Hold on, let me see if I can get this guy. It's crazy. Sturgeon makes me work for it. Oh, that's cruel. Hey, but okay, we gotta... Oh, that's... Dude. There we go. There we go. We got it. However, the only downside I would say about Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell is that the book becomes a totally different book halfway through. And suddenly you're no longer really reading about magic, but instead you're like subjected to this almost like diatribe about Lord Byron and how apparently Lord Byron was not a very good person, like in real life. And the author really wanted to illustrate this, which I guess is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong about it. I don't have a bone. I'm not in like Byron's camp or anything. But it felt like the book got sidetracked. It was like, where's the story going? And the book is already so long that it was like, why are we here? And then the book ends in the most disappointing way possible. Maybe not the most disappointing way possible, but hold on. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose this fish. Can that fishing bar please go up any slower? I'd really appreciate it. Oh, dude, look at that catch. I'm proud of what I was able to do there at the bottom of the fishing bar. Rarely I'm able to actually hit it. You gotta hit the timing perfectly. Okay, so that was such a clutch salmon. Or not salmon, sturgeon. Alright, let's get our energy back. I don't remember exactly how the book ends, and obviously I wouldn't say to any spoilers or whatever, but I just remember thinking, what? Like, it felt like a book where the author very geniusly set up all of these plot lines and conflicts, but then, like, maybe she just didn't know how to end it, you know, or she just was like, I gotta end it somehow, and she, you know, she came up with an ending. But I just remember thinking, oh man, this sucks. Like, I was like, I read all the way for this. So I did end the book on quite a note of disappointment. And to the point where I felt like I can't, in good faith, recommend this book to people because I was recommending it. When I first started reading it, I was like, you guys got to read this book. This is amazing. I was telling people about it. But then I don't know, yeah, to the end, I was like, oh man, I don't know. Maybe other people really like the ending. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know if I looked up what people were saying online about it. But yes. Is there something in the code about pricier fish having less effective bait? It's really feels like it when you're in the mines. I don't think it has anything necessarily to do with the price of the fish. It has everything to do with the pool of available fish that you can catch and the way that bait interacts with it. So the bait increases your chance that you'll catch the fish. But if the fish is already a low chance fish, the bait the bait still increases it significantly, but not a crazy amount. Not like largemouth, right? Where largemouth already has a high chance of being caught. So when you add largemouth bait, it makes it almost certain you're going to get a largemouth. Whereas lower, whatever chance fish, and obviously the fish that have a lower chance of being caught tend to be the more valuable ones, right? So I think it's more of a correlation. But yeah, so the bait, I don't know though technically if it actually is less effective from a money making perspective, right? Like for example, if I was just using largemouth bass bait, would I be making more money? Possibly. I don't know though. It feels like I was making I feel like I was making 9,000. But also, when we were fishing for largemouth, we didn't have to leave. Well, I mean, we were leaving around 7 p.m. It was about the same amount of time. I don't know. I, it's close. I think that's the problem. It's so close that I can't tell. Then it's like, yeah, it kind of evens out, and it makes you feel like I don't know, the sturgeon isn't really all that special, all that worth it. Because you would like to think that fishing with the better bait would be more profitable. But if I turn a sturgeon into, fishing bait, and that fishing bait has the same expected value as any other fish, as the largemouth bait, maybe not any other fishing bait like chubs and like whatnot you wouldn't fish for, but like, a medium value but high occurrence or probability of catching, the largemouth somehow makes the same amount of money as the sturgeon if you're just using the bait. It's interesting to think about, but yeah. Okay, Heavenly, I'll check the screenshot later on Discord. Oh, you're starting the book tonight. Okay, the Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell book. Good. It is hella long. Piranesi's much tighter, so you think I'll love it. Yeah, maybe I need to check that out. The problem is I have so many books. Like over here, hold on bookshelf. I've had this book, The Overstory. I've had this book checked out from the library for so long. And I keep getting other books that distract me. Um, you know, there's yeah. And I'm practicing Finnish a lot more. So a lot of the time that I would have spent reading is now just like studying Finnish because I want to improve my Finnish and I want to pass the national language exam here in Finland. But yeah, Amber, you're fishing for the legend last night and it was taking forever to catch. All I could think was a couple streams ago, why aren't you getting tired? Wait, what? Why aren't you getting tired? Wait, what do you mean? I don't know. I don't remember that. Was that a joke that I made? I don't. Yeah. Grandpa Tyler, that's me, Kaimo. Welcome in. How are you? Why don't you fish for bullhead after 7 p.m.? Because I need to water my crops. That's the main reason, Heavenly. And Amber, the Overstory, it's amazing. Okay, so you have read it. So beautifully written and a true epic. All right, yeah, I gotta get into it. A lot of people have recommended it to me based on books that I like. You mentioned that about the fish a few streams ago. Oh, okay, now I understand the context and what. Yeah, that I feel that fish. The longer you have a fish on the line, the more tired the fish should become. Because I'm getting tired in real life. You know, the fish the difficulty of the fish should improve the longer you're able to hold it on the line. So it should be easier to reel in. Not initially, but as it, yeah, I think that would improve fishing a little bit. It would be a minor improvement to, because I like fishing how it is, but I think it would be a nice, I don't know, what's the word, quality of life update. Can you sing in the chat? What? We don't have voice chat, but I mean, you can sing to your heart's content, Heavenly. Um, yeah. Yeah, Amber, you get $8 for a 12 pack of AW. Yeah, Jay says, guess how much here? It's at least €1 per can, if not more than that, for sure. It's probably like um I'm gonna guess it's like €3 a can. So yeah, that 12 pack would be very expensive here in Finland. It's like think about it, it's like buying soda sometimes is more expensive than if you just bought alcohol. Uh, oh, it's 260 USD. Okay. So yeah. Bit less than €3. Yeah. 229. That sounds about right. Yeah. For a can of soda. And that's just a can. That's why I get the 1.5 liter. And that is like, what is it, like 460 or something like that? So I get a little bit more bang for my buck. But still, once you open that that bottle, you got to drink it within a day. But that's no problem for me. All right, I can knock back 1.5 liters of Dr. Pepper like it's nothing, baby. All right. That's part of my cultural heritage. That's one of the words I learned today in Finnish. It was like kulttuuri perintö. Because there's perinne, which is a tradition, but then perintö is like your heritage, cultural heritage. The lament, it was about the lament songs. What was it? How do you say it? It was like ir. Oh, I don't know how to. What was the Finnish word for lament song? It was a very weird word, but it was about these really sad songs from Karelia. Oh, that's true. You do get 15 cents back if you return the can. So it's more like €2 per can. And some sodas are a bit cheaper. It's the imported sodas are going to be more expensive, right? I mean, I don't buy soda enough to know per can, but I think you can get some sodas for like €1 per can. Yeah, you feel very America over there right now, Amber. Basically, pop coming out of the kitchen tap. The fact that you call it pop tells me everything I need to know about you, Amber. You northerner. You are not so much a northerner, I guess a Midwesterner, right? I would never have called it pop. It's just soda or Coke, right? That's it. Or you just say whatever brand name it is. But like pop, are you out of like the 1940s? Are you in like a black and white film? You know, of like I don't know. I don't know why it sounds so old-fashioned to me to say that. Sody pop. Oh my gosh. The fishing bar goes down faster with sturgeon, I swear. Oh my god, it juked me. Stop! See, and then it goes to the very top, and I get it anyway. And we got the treasure chest. I feel like we just haven't been getting lucky with our treasure chests. What's up with that? I mean, we're just getting a lot of the same stuff. Where are my iridium bands? Where are my iridium nodes? Or not nodes, but ore. I kind of want to give up on farming sturgeon because it's just such a pain. And I don't make extra money. It just wastes time, like IRL time. Because it takes twice as long to catch a sturgeon than to catch a largemouth. And the largemouth I'm able to catch perfect. So that's another advantage. So whatever the cost advantage of sturgeon, it's just not as great. Because I can only catch a gold sturgeon. I can never get a perfect. I shouldn't say never. I think we have gotten a few perfects, but it's so rare. Yeah, at least I'll take some coal. That's nice. Yeah, we need more gold ore. I feel like we've just been bad with the drops. My understanding of luck is that it only affects the rate at which the treasure chests spawn, not the probabilities of certain items appearing. So once you catch a treasure chest, the items all have whatever their normal chance of appearing. That's my understanding of how it works. But you just get fewer treasure chests on a bad luck day. Oh my god. Oh my god. Also, the sturgeon just makes me feel bad. You know, it just embarrasses me. You know, it's just dunking on me mercilessly. Unsportsmanlike conduct. By the way, did you guys watch the Argentina-Egypt game? And how, like, was it like multiple... one of the coaches of the Egypt team got a red card. That was a crazy game. I only watched the highlights. But even watching the highlights, it was intense. I'm like, oh my god. What a comeback from Argentina. And then, of course, like, the Egyptian coaches felt like, oh my god, I'm not gonna catch that fish because they felt like it was unfair. Because one of their goals was disallowed because the goal came off of a penalty. And then they felt that there was a penalty that wasn't called that Argentina scored off of. Like, part of me feels like I get it if you feel like the refs aren't being fair. But grow the F up. And control yourself. You know? like what an embarrassment. Also because, like, Egypt played so well. Like, there was... even though you lose to, like, one of the best teams, obviously, right? The defending champions. I mean, you can go home with your head held high. But the way they behaved at the end was just, like... was quite shameful. At least that's how I understood it. Like, even if I understand there's always times where it's like, yeah, okay, the refs weren't totally fair. But even when I looked into it, I'm like, man, you really have to, like, dig to somehow come up with, oh, the game was rigged. Like, I mean, Argentina scored 3 goals in, like, 10 minutes. Like, that's your own fault. The refs can't command that to happen, you know? And if you think that the refs not calling a certain thing, and even when you look at the replay, it's actually, it's a tough kind of call, and, like, the penalty, in my view, was not actually a penalty. Anyways, I'm getting carried away talking about this, but I thought it was a bit absurd that, especially the coaches. It's one thing if the players got upset about it, But the fact that one of the coaches is like running out on the field, like yelling at, I was it yelling? He was like yelling at Messi or somebody. I don't know. Crazy, crazy behavior. But anyways, all right. Where were we? What do I need to do? What do I got all this junk? Oh, we used up all our bait. Put that away there. So at least we'll have some bait when we come back. Oh, I actually had this sturgeon here. I should. Oh, I was saving this sturgeon for bait. So we'll keep it here for that purpose. But let's go ahead and bring home all this other stuff that we're not going to use for food. It's better to sell all of this. Yeah, we still have the largemouth bait here as well. We're going to sell this. Oh yeah, we do have all this roe. We could sell the roe, but we could also process it. Or, I don't know, maybe we should just sell it all. Because the value of processing it is so low. If we just sell it and then turn it into starfruit, that's probably the correct decision. It also gives us energy. I hadn't thought about that. It's 50 energy per row. That's pretty good, actually. But yeah. Anyways, wait, let me check the chat here. Because you guys, yeah. You watched the Sunday one? Yeah, you watched Norway and Brazil. You're not a football watcher, but because you're Arab, you need to watch it, and it's actually cool. All right, I'm glad you're enjoying some of the games. Marina says there were a lot of fouls that should have counted in Egypt versus Argentina. But yeah, all right. See you later, Heavenly. Thanks for dropping in. What did they do in the end of the game? Yeah, they just went crazy at the end. Like, it's one thing to, like, you know, disagree with the ref on a call, but then, like, also the other thing that they were doing, which kind of surprised me, was that they were making a symbol that when you cross your arms over your head, that's a symbol that you're notifying the ref of racist behavior. And I mean, who knows? I don't know. Maybe there were racist things actually being said on the field, but that to me felt like, okay, the ref doesn't call a play in your, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily racist. You know, I just thought, like, I don't know. I assume it had to do with the play and not with what was actually being said on the field. But I was kind of surprised that they were doing that. Was one of the coaches doing that? Wait, you have Neptune's glaive? Yes. You can cheese the mines. I don't want to cheese the mines. It's not necessary, Heavenly. The Egyptian coach called the referee about that, but they didn't follow it through. What do you mean? You need the caviar for the complete send, and you need it for the movie theater. Yeah, that's true. So we won't use, obviously, the sturgeon roe I would keep. I wouldn't sell that. Oh, the Argentinians were racist to Speed. Wait, who is Speed? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I didn't hear that there was any like anything that like the coaches never made the accusation after the game that any of the players said anything racist. Or at least I don't know. I only read about it for a few minutes, so maybe there's more to the story that I didn't know. But at least I didn't hear anything about actual racist behavior. It's harder to infer that if a ref doesn't call a certain play, that is due to racial reasons. But yeah, Speed the streamer. Oh, when he went to visit. Oh, and like in an unrelated. incident, like at a separate time arena, you mean? Okay. Yes. Okay, wait. I'm getting carried away here. What do we actually need to bring home right now? We do need to bring this, bring that. Um I can probably leave a lot of this. Yeah, we do have Neptune's Glaive. We've got multiple Neptune's Glaives, I think. We got lucky with those. I might as well just bring back some things that I have space for right now. We didn't get any trash during that. And I'll also leave... Well, actually, I might need all these chub for food. But yeah. I'll leave this green algae here. But yeah, there we go. That's all I need. Time to go. There's Robin. I mean, we have 19 gold sturgeon. Why do I feel like the base sturgeon is worth 200, right? Where am I keeping the artifacts? Oh, I guess here. Oh, actually, we haven't turned in this artifact. I'm complaining. I'm like, "Ugh, I keep getting the same artifacts," but we just got very lucky. We got two of the same one that we just haven't turned in yet. So we'll have to go take care of that in a little bit. All right, let's see here. I feel like I forgot where. Okay, I guess I'm keeping seeds in here with the forage at the moment. The torches. I can sell all of this except for the chub. Right. Wait, where did I leave? Come on, grab the... Oh, I do have trash in here I need to bring. Oh, it's here. Okay. There we go. We can do some watering. All right. And the sonar bobber. There we go. Wait, no, it was in the game? Oh, he was at the game, I guess? But yeah. But Amber, wait, sorry if I missed this, but are you storing the books where you are already skilled out to help you get the mastery quicker? I feel like the Ice Rod ASAP will help when it's time to fight. Yes. I believe I am saving the books. I might have a few books we could read for other skills. I can't remember, but we'll check. But yeah. No, I'm not going to read, for example, the fishing books until we get mastery, or until we get all 10 skills and we're going for mastery. Yeah. All right. That's annoying. I physically cannot water these crops unless I do it from up here. How about that? There we go. I don't want to harvest the crops yet. I don't need to water the hay anymore, so it's fine if I leave. Uh, of course, we got to water the dog's bowl. It's only fair. It's only right and proper. All right, and all right, I'm actually gonna run down here, take care of these real quick. No. That's strange. I thought I'd be able to water it from a tile above. But apparently not. Like sometimes like that, you can be standing on the adjacent tile and the game doesn't punish you. I think it has to do with the way the game prioritizes the vertical direction over the horizontal one. I don't know. Yeah, with the added star fruit, it makes it a little bit trickier. But that's okay. So yeah, actually my plan is going to be when we harvest all of the melons, that's when we're going to plant all the star fruit. Either we harvest all the we could leave the melons for a few days and maybe we could get the large, a giant crop overnight because we have so many planted in the 9x9 or the 3x3 configuration. We might get some giant crops and then we'd get extra melons that way because we don't really need to start. I don't know. Actually, I did look at it in the spreadsheet and it's like if we start jarring melons on the 13th, when the first melon harvest is ready, that could give us one extra jarring cycle. That's an interesting idea, actually, because we could jar the melons on the 13th. No, but then we have to plant by the 15th. We can't plant on the 16th, so it wouldn't work for us to wait to wait 3 days for our first melons to go through. The idea being that we could sell the melon jelly and then go spend all that money on starfruit. But we won't be able to do that and get the starfruit in the ground. Not unless we have the speed grow fertilizer. We do have some speed grow, but I don't know. But yes. Funny enough, I decided to do that with this save too. Usually I sell them. Oh wait, you usually sell the books. Ah, yeah. Oh, I always keep them. Oh yeah. And Marina, you don't usually save them either. So wait, what? You guys just sell your stuff? I only sell things that I know are good for making money. Otherwise, I stockpile it. I just keep it. Keep it in a chest. I might need it. Who knows? All right, Kaimo, thanks for dropping by. Enjoy your Stardew stream and brunch with your boyfriend. Yeah, watering their bowl at 9 p.m. What a good pet owner. I mean, look, he has adapted to the lifestyle. All right. That's when he expects his water now. So he's adapted to it. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Let's also harvest the hot pepper. We need to sell. We do need to sell a hot pepper. And then also, all right, we'll sell this silver one. Oh yeah, we do need to sell the summer squash as well. Might as well do that. Last thing is I want to get out all the trash and take that with me. Oh, and these carrots. Wait, I didn't realize I had these carrots. I feel like, wait, do we need to sell one? I think we need to sell a carrot, but or maybe we did. It's here at the end. Yeah. Anyways, we are making progress. I do want to put, let's see, the hot pepper in here. And yeah, we also will take that to the community center. Do we have time? We always have time, yes. We have plenty of energy food as well if things get crazy. Oh my god. The hitbox on that. Like where you turn the corner is so strange. Alright, yeah, put that away. Oh, this battery. I guess I usually keep batteries in a chest like this. But it's going to get crowded with everything. So we'll have to make some more chests. All right. Another day. Done and dusted. There we go. I guess we did make quite a bit of money this time. Yeah, the tricky thing is like the sturgeon the gold sturgeon is worth only 375. I mean, I say only. That's 125 more than the largemouth. The perfect iridium largemouth, right? I mean, that's a 50% increase. But am I catching 50% more gold sturgeons than I would largemouth? I don't know. I mean, I think actually this was a good day. This was a really good day. 10,000 for this. I feel like with the largemouth, we were getting closer to like 8,000. So maybe sturgeon is better. But let's just see. We got 19 sturgeon we were able to sell. Although, in previous days, part of the problem is whether or not I've invested the sturgeon into being bait, right? Because like I don't have a lot of sturgeon bait when I go back. On previous days where we didn't make as much money, it's probably because we put a number of sturgeon into the bait maker and we just were relying on using it on the following day. So maybe today we benefited from not having to process as many sturgeon because we started the day with like 30 bait. And then we ended it with only like 9, I think we left there. Anyways, I'm definitely overthinking this. This is like, there's got to be an expression for this when you're like, you're so hyper-focused on something that's so inconsequential and doesn't matter at all, but you just can't help it. That's the kind of person I am. You know? I just completely missed the big picture, you know, and like the important decisions. Instead, I just obsess over the smallest decisions. I don't know. Maybe we're all kind of like that in our own ways, I suppose. Or at least, I mean, I think a lot of people, they don't even obsess over any decision at all. So they're just making bad decisions no matter what. Right. At least I'm obsessing over a decision. It might not be the right decision. And right now, I'm obsessing over whether or not I'm even obsessing over the right decision. That's like meta obsession. That takes an extra level of, I don't know, cognitive decline, honestly. Oh man. Anyways, but yeah, Stacy, you sell stuff too, but only keep stuff you know you're going to need in the future. I'm so the opposite, where if I don't know that I don't need it, I only sell stuff that I know I won't need. Otherwise, I just keep it. Also because like selling things doesn't end up making you that much money. Unless you get the book, the price catalog, and then you can see, and then you might be like, oh, actually selling this could be really worthwhile. Why am I keeping it? But usually it's the opposite. Usually you sell like your artifacts and they're worth like nothing, or like one, you know, you're like, I should have just kept it. Like, I didn't. But yeah. Analysis paralysis. Thank you, Amber. Yes. Stardew just scratches the itch for me on that. I need to be analysis paralyzed. Paralyzed. Nitpicking, seeing the tree and not the forest. I'm a single tree kind of guy, all right? But you know what? If you really think about it, do you want a painting that is just of a generic forest where you can't even see the detail? Every tree is just the same. Or do you want a painting of the most intricate, beautiful, knobbly tree of all time? The bark and the detail and the texture and the leaves, right? That picture of the individual tree is going to be far more interesting, far more valuable than the picture of the forest. I'm just saying. That's also you, Amber. You're like that. You like to work your doubts by talking and sharing. Okay, good, Marina. You relate to it. Hey, 27, what's up? Welcome in. How are you? Tyler is such a writer/reader. Wait, why do you say that? What makes me a writer-reader? Look, I mean, I'm also making spreadsheets and stuff. All right, I'm an analyst. I'm good with, I don't know. Maybe good is an overstatement, but I know my way around a model. And I like that. I love learning about science and math and engineering. That's one of the books I'm really fascinated with right now, called Code. And it's like the history of coding and I don't know, how computers work, basically. And it's written in a very, I don't know, approachable way. It's not like just a really dense textbook or something. But yeah. You explored the concept of a tree. Oh, the tree. Yes, exactly. Well, look, you brought up the metaphor, the tree and the forest. And I'm thinking, all right, guys, well, I have to justify myself. All right. Whatever position I end up on, I'm going to defend myself. Unless I'm obviously in the wrong. All right. You know what? How about that? 6 a.m. water coming right up for you. Pats. Good old Pats. Okay, let's leave behind all the tools that we don't need. Oh yeah, leave behind the row. We got the bait, we got this, we got that. We've got plenty of food at the river. I say we just go fishing again, you know? No reason not to. It's our best way to make money right now, so let's just stick with it. You won't bring Celsius? That's... the more I think about it, the more I feel that Fahrenheit And just anything that makes Americans different is unjustly maligned and misunderstood. I don't blame you for not using Fahrenheit. All right? I don't necessarily think you should conform to Fahrenheit. But the audacity that somehow Celsius is better than Fahrenheit? Get out of here. Get out of here with that. It's because water freezes at 0 and boils. That's such a stupid explanation. What does the boiling point of water have? That has no relevance to us. Like, how often do you measure like 96 degrees Celsius? Never. You don't need numbers that go that high. So why are you including that in your scale of what is reasonable? Or like how to justify? What's much more realistic are the actual temperatures we encounter every day, which Fahrenheit captures very well on a scale from 0 to 100, where you've got temperatures that are freezing, below the freezing point. It's actually quite useful having freezing temperatures that aren't negative numbers, right? And likewise, 100, that's right around where the human body temperature is, right? So if you take someone's temperature in Fahrenheit, also, you don't need to use as many decimal places in Celsius. You constantly have to be like, it's like he's running a fever of 38.6277 repeating. You see how ridiculous that is? In Fahrenheit, it's just boom, you got it, 100. You hit 100, fever. There's more granularity to a Fahrenheit degree because there's, it's a finer scale. I rest my case. I win. All right, that's how it... Oh. Don't wake the dragon, is all I will say. What all do I need? Dude, we're almost out of chub. We've pretty much eaten all of our food reserves. We're gonna move on to river jelly here pretty soon. All right, we do have some bait. And here we go. All right, let's just start catching. You're too American, respectfully. I am not too American. I am the perfect amount of American. If you think I'm too American, then you haven't met some Americans. Come on. Come on. Dude, what's with these treasure chests? Did we check the what is it? The luck? I don't think I checked the TV today. Oh well. Not Fahrenheit again, says Zio. Marina's like, we need higher numbers to cook. But the higher numbers, it's pointless though. The higher numbers are higher in both cases. Like it's not a disadvantage that in Fahrenheit you're at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's around 200, right? Something like that. 200 Celsius, right? The numbers are already so high at that point. The 100 degrees for Celsius is kind of pointless. Also, you know how easy it is to, if you're heating up your water, when it hits 100 degrees, it starts boiling. All right, liquid water self-regulates at 100 degrees. Which I haven't even given the explanation for why Celsius. This is a dumb scale because if you live at altitude, water boils at a different temperature because the boiling point of a liquid is also a function of the pressure that it's under. So yeah, okay, it boils from 0 to 100 if you're right at whatever sea level. But if you live in the mountains in Colorado, then your boiling point is going to be different. What does Celsius have to do about that? The whole logic of the Celsius scale is broken now. Because now it's no longer useful for the main reason, apparently, that all Celsius cult members think it is. The Celsius people are in a cult. Fahrenheit is the only one that's based on practical, pragmatic experience, logic, and love. All right? You know, you guys, you support Celsius out of some ruthless, heartless, pseudoscience. We love Fahrenheit out of love. All right? It's just out of goodness and greatness of the soul, the magnanimity of the human heart. That's where Fahrenheit comes from. I believe that's what Fahrenheit means in German. It means hell yes, America. Yeehaw. Listen up. We went to the moon. That's what Fahrenheit is as a verb in German. Mr. Fahrenheit himself knew. Shut up, Yankee. I got riled up. It's so fun to get riled up sometimes. Do you ever just... Are you ever like that? You almost want someone to pick a fight with you. You're like, let's go. Let's freaking go, baby. I'm about to pull like a WWE wrestling move on you. I'm a stone cold Steve Austin your ass. Your little weak Celsius argument. Dressed up like a nerd. Never been to the gym. Never touched grass. Just in the lab all day. That's how Celsius was invented. Nothing against nerds. I'm a nerd. But Fahrenheit was built by people that actually work with their hands, make practical decisions, who obsess over the right kinds of problems, who see the tree for the forest, might I. That's what Fahrenheit is for. Fahrenheit is like the guy from that Dos Equis commercial, all right? Or something along those lines. You know what I don't even need to explain it. It's so obvious. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, Marina's like, I'm sorry, chat. Jay's OMG, that sounds so rude. Stacy, but you only know boom, that's what it is, because you grew up learning Fahrenheit temperatures. If you'd grown up with Celsius temperatures, you'd think the opposite. That's not true. I am a believer in the Socratic method. All right, I'm a believer in elenchus, the Greek word for, I think it's the Greek word for like when you realize that you are wrong and you experience the cognitive dissonance and that feeling of actually saying, now I need to find the real truth. All right. I would gladly have given up Celsius for Fahrenheit. Though, to be fair, I do actually use Celsius here in Finland. Only because the news is reported in Celsius. So I've just adapted to it. So I know the temperatures in Celsius very well. At least at the scale they exist in Finland. And I've gotten used to it. Whereas the hotter temperatures I'm used to in Texas, I think in Fahrenheit for those numbers. The global standard. Look, the global standard could be wrong, 27. Stacy says, I say this as an American. Americans purposely made up their own system to be different for no real reason. The reason is so clear. Who needs boiling water to be the standard? All right. It's so arbitrary. Let me put the oil at 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, man. All your logic can apply to Celsius as well. It's just that you are used to it. No, no. Fundamentally, it cannot. All the logic of, like, fundamentally, Fahrenheit, like, my argument, Fahrenheit has smaller degrees. That's more useful than the larger degrees. How can you possibly argue that the larger degrees of Celsius are more useful when you then have to resort to decimals to explain stuff, right? And not having to use negative numbers and, like, having 100 degrees being where a human body temperature starts to experience a fever. That's a lot more useful than whatever Celsius has of like 30, 37 point something or 38 point something, whatever it is. But I'll allow you. See, here's the thing. I want to exist peacefully. I want to coexist. It's the arrogance and the bombacity. Is that a word? I don't know, but it feels like a strong word I need to use right now. The bombacity of Celsius adherents who think that that Fahrenheit is just another example of Americans being dumb or something. But it's actually, we're brilliant for it. We have dumb moments, but this is not one of them, all right? The only real reason to hate Celsius is because it's Swedish. Okay, Zio. Now I can get on that. That's another good reason. Does his MBA stand for major brain aneurysm? Probably. Yeah. Okay, Unk, says Jay. Oh man. The most interesting temperature in the world. Yes, Amber, the Dos Equis guy. Oh yeah, Americans wouldn't have gone anywhere without German engineers in the metric system. Yeah. Oh yeah. Jay, the height measurement makes no sense though. That's yeah, it is kind of I'm not look, you're switching the argument, which is fine. You're making an observation, but I'm not defending feet and inches. The British have to answer for that. All right. Yeah. America can't live without stealing oil from Iraq or Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I mean, look, there's the whole geopolitics, that's something you can criticize and look into. But Fahrenheit, that's my baby. All right. And nobody dunks on my baby Fahrenheit. Oh man. The fact that everywhere else used Fahrenheit and moved to Celsius should account for something. Yes, a lack of accountability. I mean, what about a temperature system for the people by the people, like the American Constitution, all right? Where, who made those decisions to move to Celsius? You know? Think about that. That was a top-down decision to dictate to people a way of life, and now people are just born into it. They don't even know. They don't even know that a world outside their little North Korea Celsius exists. Or they assume that if it does exist, it must be bad and evil and worse than where they live. All right. It's the Celsius propaganda. uh British is like you in Stardew Heavenly. Arrive to an island, don't know anything about, destroy the golden walnut supply, build my own stuff, and use the land to grow my empire. I have commented on how it does feel like a colonialist, um, what's the word? Uh, I mean, much of video games are kind of capitalism simulators, right? And the whole Ginger Island thing is almost a little too much, a little too similar to actual colonial expansion, like quite literally displacing the one person that lives on the island, this little boy, who I guess is not native to it, but still kind of weird that he basically gets sent to a missionary school on the mainland. And then you clear the island and you build a starfruit plantation. You know, you turn it into literally a banana republic. But look, you can't read to it. I don't think Concerned Ape was intending that. All right. Yeah. Does Finland have high peak heats and low lows? Oh yeah, not that bad. Yeah, Amber, I feel like the temperatures get a lot hotter and a lot colder in the US. The Gulf Stream here in Europe moderates the temperature a lot, so it rarely gets above 30 degrees Celsius. And then below, I feel like in winter it does get pretty cold, but it still only gets down to like minus 20 Celsius or like minus 25 for like a few days. But also, it is different where you are in Finland. If you live up in Lapland, it gets way colder. But down by the capital and by the what is it, the Gulf of Finland, it's a lot more temperate. Oh, guys, I got so carried away. We're never gonna finish this playthrough because you guys keep side questing, tracking me. All you had to do was mention Fahrenheit, and I was like the Egyptian coach. Card me up, ref. I don't even care anymore. Card me up. The injustice. Oh. Yeah, it's 16 degrees Celsius here in Finland. It's actually quite cool today. The past, like, on the past week or two, it was quite hot. Oops. Oh, I was reading chat. I wasn't paying attention to this fish. That's true. Yeah, winter could be minus 30. That's very rare. In all the years I've lived in Helsinki, maybe it gets minus 30 in the middle of the night. But not like, I don't know. Not I don't know. I feel like the coldest I remember it is like minus 28 during the daytime. Like when you would actually go outside. And that's very cold. You'll take the cold over the heat any day, Amber. I like having the seasons. It is funny that in winter, it feels like it will never be summer. You know, and everything is covered in snow. And and it's so cold, and you're like, you can't even remember that the world around you was ever anything but snow and ice. And then summer comes, and it's the opposite. And you're like, you forget, like, it's hard to even imagine that the world around me was covered in snow. I don't know why I have this, like, there's just enough time between winter and summer that it just feels like, oh, it's inevitable that all the trees would be full of leaves and that I can walk around outside in shorts and a t-shirt. Yo, the sturgeons have been a lot nicer today, by the way. I'm like only having to focus like half as much. Although now I get a tough sturgeon. Speaking of the devil. Oh, is that why you did minus 28.88, Amber? Because I was like, that was a very oddly specific minus 28.88 in February. But yeah, you're using Google to convert to Celsius. Because Amber, she's programmed with the best possible temperature scale. All right. Other temperature skills are fine, but they aren't the best. Oh, that's a cruel fish. Oh, I saved it? I thought for sure I was gonna lose it. Now it's like super nice. What the heck? It felt bad. It felt bad about what it did to me. It broke my ankles. I was like, oh my god, I didn't know you were streaming, dude. Sorry. Here, catch me. Look, look, if I was streaming, I wouldn't want you to do this to me. So that's what that sturgeon did. Very nice of it. We still got... I have plenty of bait. Okay, to convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius is very simple. I mean, it's not always simple. Certain temperatures take a little while for me to convert. Hold on. Let me get this fish. So all you have to remember is that 0 in Celsius is 32. Okay, finally we get some gold. Been asking for that for quite a while. And then every 10 degrees of Celsius is 18 of Fahrenheit. And you can just memorize 0 is 32, 10 is 50, 20 is 68. And continue from there. But those are the main ones that I use. Or you can think every 5 degrees Fahrenheit is 9 degrees. Or 5 degrees Celsius is 9 degrees Fahrenheit. That's another way to do it. And the ratio is exact. It's not like there's no rounding going on. And the two scales converge at minus 40. That's a fun coincidence. Minus 40 is the same temperature in Fahrenheit and Celsius. So if you ever live someplace where it gets down to minus 40, then you can say it's minus 40 degrees. And you don't have to specify what temperature scale you're in. Oh, come on, come on. Come on, Sturgy. There we go. Tyler says they force Celsius. Also, Tyler, Amber has the right thought. Yeah, I don't force anybody, but I recognize the correct way of thinking. All right. Amber just had super yummy bean and potato soup with a spoon of pesto stirred in and gluten-free bread. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. And 27 had spinach pancakes. Oh my god. That is the most Finnish thing. Do they do spinach pancakes in Sweden as well or something? Because this is something that surprised me when I first came to Finland. Like these green pancakes. And you can buy them pre-pancaked. You buy them in a little plastic container. And they're like really small too. They're like, but people will make them, and they're quite popular. When I was teaching, when the school cafeteria made them, the kids went crazy. And that they don't eat them the way we do in the US with like syrup. They eat them with this really tart lingonberry jam. And maybe they do, maybe some Finns will add syrup to it as well, but it's mostly just the jam. And is there other stuff, 27? What else do you put on your spinach pancakes? Do you put like some like whipped cream or something? I don't know. Make it like a dessert. Do you have a source for decoration inspiration, or you just search with keywords? I actually will go to the Reddit r/farms of Stardew. And on there you can search. I'll just look at what are the most upvoted ones, but also you can search by farm type. There's like tags, so you can look at all the beach farms, for example. And then what I do, then I get really, if I find a design I really like, I click on the username, and I see if that user has posted other designs on the subreddit or on other subreddits as well. That's typically my strat. Spinach pancakes are Finnish. Okay, good. Oh, that was brutal. That was mean. And we had a treasure chest. Yeah, these bright green pancakes made with spinach. But they don't really taste like spinach. Oh, oh, that's brutal. That's 2 sturgeons in a row I missed. I don't even feel bad. It's not really my fault that I'm missing them. Like, maybe I could play better. But strategically, you simply can't predict what the fish is going to do. And when they do those big jumps, there's just nothing you can do. Like, maybe I could be a little better. But even then, there are only a few times where I feel like it really would make a difference. Like if if I misplay. I mean, at this point, the fish is so difficult, we might as well be using trap bobbers. But the trap bobbers are so expensive. They're 500 each. And they're not really worth it because I don't end up losing that many sturgeons. You know. I feel like in a given day, I only miss like 3 or 4 sturgeons. I mean, we missed 2 in a row earlier, but we were doing pretty well up until that point. Dude. This sturgeon is nuts. I'm playing my heart out here. Friday Night Lights for Grandpa and the sturgeon. You need help with your Halloween house, Jay? Just go steal the jack-o'-lanterns. That's all I can give. Yeah, looking at the Redditor's page is very smart. That's how I found so many good ideas for Granny. I also feel like the 1.6 update really opened up a lot of like decorating possibilities. Like just looking at the really good designs from 1.5, And comparing them to the good designs from 1.6, it really is like night and day. 1.6 just has so many more items and combinations of things that you can do clever stuff with. Like the new catalogs especially, like the wizard catalog has some items. The wizard dresser is like really key because it looks like steps and you can make it look like you have a staircase. All right, where were we? Hold on, I've another chub to eat. Oh yeah. Yeah, the spinach pancakes are easy to make. I've actually never made them myself. You know, maybe I need to do that. I need to, like, go down the Finnish culinary, I don't know, rabbit hole. And just start making more Finnish food. Amber, you really liking lingonberry? Oh, am I gonna lose it? Maybe. It's really flirting with me. I mean, flirting with leaving me, I guess. I don't know. I'm not into that kind of flirting, just so you know. Like, I don't know where I was going with that. Look, all right. Bad word choice. I like flirting, but the flirting that is of the safe variety, not the kind of flirting that where you feel insecure as a result. That's an unhealthy romantic attachment. Ah. Finally, a treasure chest. And an artifact we already have. That's okay. Flirting with fish now, Tyler. What can I mean, that's what my life has been reduced to, alright? I almost had a bait. No, we still got some. We got the treasure chest. Now we'll just execute the catch. I knew fish were open-minded, but like that? I was just trying to catch a fish, but I didn't know that the fish wanted to be in an open catch relationship, alright? I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. My eyes are just like zoning out. 27 just posted some pictures of spinach pancakes. They look like the green eggs and ham. Like, that's when I first saw the spinach pancakes, I thought it was fake. Yeah, I thought they added green food coloring. Like, that's what my mom would do for me, was green eggs and ham. You know, it's a Dr. Seuss book. So she would give me green eggs and ham with a little food coloring mixed in, so. And then the spinach pancakes are very green. Like surprisingly green. All right, this is the last one. Actually, we did even better today. Okay, let's eat. I'm just going to eat the rest of these chub, so I just get them out of my inventory. I don't know if I'll need all this energy, but whatever. I think I will. Put this away. And stuff I want to take home. All right. Oh, we even have this chub I could eat later as well. I'm just gonna start bringing the river jelly around with me as food. Okay, we'll sell that. We're gonna bring that bait back. And I think that's it. I might as well bring some of this stuff back. And the Joja Cola as well. I don't think we need any of the coal for crafting right now. We're safe on that front. And I'm gonna bring the glaive back, because if I leave it here, I'm just gonna forget that it's here. Maybe the refined quartz too. Might as well. Marina, you were needing the laugh? I don't even know. What are you laughing at? Something I said? The spinach pancakes? Or was it the Fahrenheit debate? It's just the audacity of the Celsius people. That's what I'm upset about, alright? Oh yeah, Neptune's glaive. I feel like I might just keep it there. Actually, yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna move all the artifacts. I should have done this in a more organized way, but that away. That away. Hold on. And let's go ahead. We're gonna make even more money today because we only had 19 sturgeons last time, and now we got 22. And we can go ahead and sell these. And that. Okay. There we go. Now it's time to water. Dude, what the? I cannot put it on that one tile. Look at that. What a strange... What's up with that? I feel like 1.6 introduced a lot of bugs. Like, there just weren't that many bugs in Stardew in 1.5. Or maybe there... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Can I not? Look. I can't... I can't move it up. Oh, but there. Okay. I never use that hopping mechanic, but it feels a little buggy. It's fine, though. Of all things to complain about. The worst bug, though, are the changes to the tool hit locations when you use your weapons. Forcing you to face the direction of where your mouse is, but only if your mouse is within a tile of your player character. All right. See, what if I want to stand above. That way I don't have to run in the crops. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Gotta eat one more of these. Okay. Okay. There we go. We got our stuff. All right. Oh, and might as well just grab that, whatever. Summer squash. That'll be good for food, actually, so might as well. All right. Are we done? What, with authority? Wait, what is that? When you say with authority, that reminds me of a very specific reference to a video game. 1997 NBA Jam, or whatever it was called. And whenever you would do a dunk, if you did a slam dunk, sometimes the announcer would say, with authority. But yeah, hey, Heavenly, what's up? Yes, yeah, I'm going to end the episode here. It's almost 9 p.m., so I'm not going to do another day. But yeah. Oh, wow. But yeah. You brought it up once and it's been in my mind since. With authority. I I said that. Wait, I brought up the video game reference a while ago? I don't remember. Well, what was our luck today? I don't think I even checked. It was a good humor day. Okay. All right. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we made a bit less. Wait, how is that possible? Did I... how did I have more fish? How did I make more money last time? Did we just catch more fish the previous day? I know we had a few more largemouth. Yeah, maybe it's because we caught so many carp. Was the previous day we had fewer sturgeon, but we had more largemouth and maybe more bullhead as well. That's why this is so confusing. Like, I thought for sure we would make more, but we actually made like 1,000 less than what we did the previous day. I mean, we did sell like one hot pepper, you know, but that's really strange because we have more sturgeon than yesterday, and we had 19 gold sturgeon. That's what's so confusing to me. How does this? Did we have extra fish that I brought home and sold? Like maybe I had left the fish in the chest? I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah. Jay, decorate your farmhouse. Yes, please do, and please share it in the Discord. Yeah, you got to get rid of all the roe. That's a good point, Amber. Maybe we should sell the roe. It's just, there's a part of me that knows if I put it in a preserves jar, it'll make me money, you know? But I think you're right. We should probably just sell it raw because if that gives us a few extra starfruit seeds, it's worth it. Although actually, how much money do we have right now? I don't remember how many melons we planted. But if we have, let's see, 33, I'll just round up. I'm going to round up to 34,000 divided by 400. That's only 85 seeds. Only 85. In the farming area down at the in the bottom left, you know, we already have, how many sprinklers do we have there? 21 sprinklers, right? 21 times 8. That's already 168 spots. So yeah, we gotta sell more stuff. We will get a lot more because we've got like, look, this should be done soon. And look at this, we've got more legend row. I know we had like 3 legend row, and now we have 2 more for the next cycle. We'll be able to get in. Well, I guess this isn't ready today, so if it starts, let's say it'll be ready on the 10th tomorrow. That means then the 11th, 12th, it'll be ready on the 13th when the melons are ready. So we could... But yeah, I am tempted to leave the melons and then also just go fishing for a few more days. And that'll give us a few more starfruit seeds we can plant all on summer 15th. But yeah. Yes. You love to see it. And look at our oak farm coming together. It's like this is way too many oak trees, honestly. I do not need this many oak trees. This is ridiculous. There's no way I'm going to make enough tappers. Another advantage to the other strategy that I mentioned earlier about sleeping. Oh, here we go. Now it's ready. Now it's ready. If you sleep a lot of days, then you have more opportunities. You know, you have more weeks that you can collect, you know, oak resin, for example, right? Or you have more weeks that you can process things either in the jars or in the kegs. So you don't need as many artisan equipment built, you know, so you can craft fewer of those since you'll be sleeping a lot of days. So I think it could be a good strategy actually if we had to reset. Yeah, if we reset, I probably would do this a little differently. Like maybe try to, I don't know, speed run it a little bit more. So I do enjoy fishing and like, I don't know, we are min-maxing a little bit. A little unnecessarily, I can admit. But it's so much fun. Come on. Come on. But yeah. You got rid of all the row? I didn't though. I didn't sell the row. Oh yeah, Heavenly. Hey, before we end the stream, I am gonna pull up the Discord and take a look at the let's see, some screenshots. Here we go. Let's flip it. From Heavenly. Very nice. Oh, you got the kegs. Why do you have a chair right there? What's that for? My guess is that you put that there because sometimes if you put a keg here and you refill the keg, you accidentally, if you're holding right click, you also accidentally click on the sign and then it pulls up a piece of text and it like interrupts your workflow. That's my guess. So you have a little spacer. Oh, you do have the legend pond. Very nice. What are these? What are these bubbles? What is this? I've never seen that before. Oh, this is such a cursed layout. Oh my god. What is this? I mean, the sprinkler layout is solid. Like, it's a good sprinkler layout. Wait. Is it though? Yeah, wait, wait, this huh, okay, yeah, no, it's cursed. This this is fine, but then it's like this is offset. Yeah, your sprinklers are offset, kind of weird. But it's fine. You don't have to be so symmetrical and so perfectionist about it. But I do like this. I like the kegs, or not the kegs, the preserves jars just surrounding the field. That's nice. And the lightning rods. But yeah, I am curious about what these big bubbles are. I've never seen that before. Is that a mod? Or is this like something on mobile? Heavenly says you aren't min-maxing anything, bro. I'm sorry, Heavenly. I'm sorry. Look, it's min-max for me. You like the flooring, Amber. Thank you. Yeah. Also, Tyler, you have gotten me to play a little different after watching you. I had never, ever reset a day before. Now I have dared to do it a few times. Wait, why? Amber, tell me, why have you reset? Under what circumstances have you been like, all right, we got to reset the day? Once I learned that you could reset the day, oh man, I took advantage of that. I couldn't handle it. If I killed a crop accidentally, reset the day. I'm not no. We are not taking a loss to the farm. Not for such a silly reason. Reset the day. Especially if it's like first thing in the morning. The bubbles are from using a phone. Okay, you have to have it like that for the joystick and button option. Ah, okay. That's interesting. I need to play like on mobile just to see what it's like. Oh, and Heavenly, you put the chair there on accident and you're just too lazy to move it. I see. And the sprinklers are there because you're lazy to move them. I see. I mean, as long as you have enough space, you don't necessarily have to optimize it. The day reset was you forgot a birthday even though you were dragging the gift around all day. Oh, Amber, that's so funny. That's such a good reason to reset the day, especially since it's like the end of the day and you're just like embarrassed, you know, and you're like, oh my God, I'll reset the day. I can't believe it. Oh, but yeah. Oh, you got 7 prismatic shards. Very nice. And wait, Heavenly, is this the farm you haven't taken any damage on? Because that's really impressive if you've gotten this far in the challenge. You've got a nice oak resin empire over at the railroad. You visited whatever the gambling room, the casino. You've also got you've got the live stream on your phone. So you got a picture in picture. I don't even know who this is, but looks like he's having fun. And oh, all the crystallariums, the preserve jars, very nice. Upgraded the farmhouse a bit. Donating to the whatever the Willie's boat. Yeah, nice. Looks really good. Yeah, thanks for sharing those. And you guys can share as well and let me know and I can pull it up on stream, especially if you've decorated your farm. I like to do that. It's really fun to see what you guys come up with. And it motivates me to keep decorating as well. And yes, that is your no damage farm, Heavenly. Very impressive. Well done. All right, guys, we're gonna have to wrap up the stream here. Thanks for joining. Um, thanks for yeah, following along. This is episode number 11 now. We're just slowly but surely progressing towards the inevitable doom when we finally go into the mines. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but probably not till year 2, if not year 3. Uh, but we will be very careful. I've been thinking I might set up like a practice file, a separate file where I try out different strategies in the mines using certain weapons just to get because I feel like what do you guys think? I don't feel like that's cheating. If I'm practicing on a separate file, like just going in the mines and seeing how well I do under certain circumstances, right? That's not cheating. It would be cheating if I was using the actual file for grandpa, you know, and then resetting the day. Like I'm not using grandpa's file. And I'm also kind of against cloning the file because like I could make a copy of the file and then use that copy, but that feels wrong. That feels like that touches too close to the lore of our parallel universes. And I feel like the Junimos would know. The Junimos would know if I created another instance of Grandpa Bob, you know, and I was like, you know, just testing, like they wouldn't put up with that. That would break the magical bond, and Grandpa Bob would be reset, would be reincarnated. Attempt number 6. But yeah, on a separate, unrelated file, I might start progressing and just to try out different strategies in the mines, or the volcano especially. Yeah. But yes, yeah. Thank you guys for being here. You'll bring Fahrenheit again, Marina. Good. And Amber says, I don't think it's cheating. Okay, good. I'm glad. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, that's good. As long as it's a separate file, I think. But not the same file. And yeah, and I'm not using any predictors or anything with this file. I feel like that I don't, not that not that I'm against it, but like I don't know. It's not necessary. And I want to do it unseeded. I want to go full in the dark, full grandpa. Clear clear eyes, full grandpa hearts. Can't lose. Yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah, Smappy cheats. I do have Smappy installed, but I don't have other mods. I haven't played with any mods yet. Though it would be fun to try out some of these other like I don't know. There is a part of me that's curious about Stardew Expanded just to see what people did and to see what I like or you know. But yeah. But yeah, Jay, you don't like the pressure of feeling like you have to do anything in a certain way in the game, yeah. But yeah, to each their own. Heavenly is having a lot of fun playing it this way, which is cool. And it's fun to experiment, you know, and see what. But yeah. But anyways, guys, yeah, thanks for following the stream. we'll get back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Around 6:30 p.m. I go live. I'll post on the Discord and the announcements channel. And yeah, we'll pick up where we left off. We'll keep fishing. We're just basically gonna try and make as much money before spring or summer 15. Um, you know, now that I think about it, oh God, do I have to make a spreadsheet? Because is it is there an argument that it's worth it to sell the melons raw? Think about this. If we sell the melons raw and then convert that into starfruit, we want to be preserving starfruit anyway. It's probably, although then we won't have as much money at the end of summer, because if we harvest all of our starfruit, well, I mean, actually we have a lot of starfruit that we'll harvest before the end of summer, right? Like there's a bunch of starfruit here that we can process for the beginning of fall. So we'll definitely have money at the beginning of fall. To plant some pumpkins and whatnot. But I am thinking, actually, maybe we just sell all of our melons raw. Maybe keep a few for processing. But the more that we can convert into starfruit seeds, the more it's going to pay off, I think, by the end of year 1. Even if it means we have less money to invest in pumpkins. Because but okay, well, it's getting too complicated, but let's think about that. I'm kind of in favor of just selling the melons raw, saving whatever melons we need for the community center, but basically selling one in the shipping bin, and then go to Pierre, sell the rest, then go to the Oasis and just go all in on starfruit. The speed of money matters in this game. But yeah. Yes, tomorrow. Yeah. Anyways, guys, all right. Have a good rest of your Wednesday, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's live stream episode. This is Grandpa Bob signing out. Goodbye.